What's up, Panda dudes? Peter Von Panda here. Hey, you know I like headlamps, so I just ordered another one because I thought it looked cool. It's from GRDE, grid, something like that. It comes like this. It's a true unboxing. There's some disclosures in here. That's what it tells me to do. So let's see what comes in this thing. This is supposedly a max output of 2,000 lumens. And the cool thing about this RJ2800 is that, ooh, it comes in different colors, is that it kind of has a zoomable lens. So let's see what it has here. It has a car 12-volt charger, but it appears to be busted. Oh, there's the little nip. So this little nip, I think, is supposed to go on here. I don't know. Whatever. All right. It does come with a USB cord, so you can charge it this way. And it does come with a wall plug, US version, which is nice. GRDE there. And then here is the headlamp itself. Booyah! Wrap like this, and you know, pretty nice. It's not unlike the other Boreroot headlamps. They may all be built by the same company because the design on the stretchy elastic head pieces are all the same. This curved plastic mounting plate, pretty thin, but they seem to hold up fairly well, and they are really comfortable, so I gotta give them that. And then the battery pack on the back. This is like a little LED tail light for your head, and it looks like the cover, the little rubber cover, is tethered, and this holds the batteries in. Now let's open this up because it sure feels like there are batteries in there, and I didn't see anything else in the box. So let me just show you while we're here. There's the plug with the little, the port, I should say, with a little rubber plug so that you can recharge it with the batteries directly in there. So you don't need a charger, an external charger to do it, but there we go. So, all right, here are the batteries, and the reason they're kind of sticking out here is they are cellophane together, and it looks like they both point the same way. So the cool thing about this headlamp is that it comes with 2 batteries included, which is actually pretty nice because these batteries can be like 10 bucks just by themselves. Here they are, lithium ion, 2200 milliamp. They're 18650s and pretty big. Positive on this end. The positive terminal always looks a little different than like the AA batteries that I'm more familiar with, but let's go ahead and throw them in. Hopefully they have some juice because I want to get using this thing right away. And the rubber cover just kind of snaps back on. All right, so we've got that on. There is a spring cord here, kind of like your old phones, that goes up to the headlamp unit itself. Now, this headlamp unit, while not heavy, it's not going to like fall off your head. It does have some heft and some mass to it. So this is like this blue part is like truly a solid piece of aluminum. And this is where it twists in and out. And you can actually see, you know, you've got the grooves here on what's probably, it's some sort of alloy. I don't know if that's aluminum. It may be, but it seems like a little lighter than that. Of the housing that carries the big glass lens there with the LED bulb. And if we twist it back, you can see that the LED stays stationary and it's moving out the lens. So that's what causes it, or creates the focus and the adjustment feature of this. Kind of a little castle edge to it. It really recesses deep in there. And then when you pull it out, as you can see, you know, it does stick out quite a bit, kind of like a camera. I do like this anodized blue color. Like I said, it does come in some other colors, which look pretty cool too. Be nice to get those. They're not different, I'm sure, but they look cool. And then there is a rubberized button here to toggle this sucker on and off, I presume. So let's go ahead and just turn it on. You can see nice bright pattern. So the bulb or the batteries have some charge. And you can see here the battery pack unit in the back has the little red LED light. So you can, if you're biking, walking on the road, something like that, it's kind of nice you have a light behind you. It's one of those things that I don't mention that often, but it's a pretty nice feature. If I click it again, it goes into a lower light mode. Click it another time, strobe, and then the fourth time off. So high, low, strobe, off. Now let's go to the high here, because this is what you're here to see. Is when I turn this, you can see it focuses it down, and it's not unlike a lot of the tactical flashlights. If we go down a notch, it might actually be a little easier to see because my camera won't wash out, but sure seems to give you a pretty nice adjustment there. And that's probably going to be great if you're using this to walk a trail and you kind of want a wider pattern versus if you're trying to get as much light as possible on a single item, like you're setting up a tent or trying to see something off in the distance. So pretty cool. And I like the fact that you get nice distinct clicks as you're adjusting here, and there's a little bit of resistance as you're twisting it, so I don't have to worry about it just kind of, you know, flopping around with the movement of my head in adjusting the zoom or the focus here. Now the real question is, how does it work in real life? So let's go out and see. Alright guys, so just walking around outside, it is night and I'm on the highest brightness setting here. 2000 lumens, who knows if that's actually legit. I don't actually have any way of telling you, but it's pretty bright and I'm on the widest setting. And as you can see here, I have no problem seeing. The light kind of starts a few feet in front of me, but it's about 10 feet wide and 30 feet deep. And if I go ahead and zoom and change the zoom, certainly gets brighter. You can actually see that LED shape starting to form right there. I actually don't know what the pencil beam would be good for, except for looking way out there. And as you can see, I'm looking at some trees 70, 80 feet out there, maybe even further, and you can see those no problem on the pencil beam. If I widen this sucker out a little bit, see that tree in front of me come into focus. We lose the trees out there, although I can see them. You probably can't see them on the camera, but I can still see them, but they're just a little bit dimmer. This just kind of, this wide, the wide setting here kind of casts a really usable, broad swath of light. So that's pretty nice. But the cool thing about it being adjustable is you can adjust it to whatever your setting is. If you're walking a trail and want a long throw, that's great. If you don't, or you're working in a campsite and just manipulating things in front of you, that's great too. Now let's go to lower setting. You can see significantly lower, you know, I'd say a quarter of the amount of light, but I can see this tree fine, and this is probably much more comfortable to use around other people. And if I focus it in here, you know, really quite bright here, close up. You might be able to see those trees in the distance, maybe not. And then the strobe, so you know what that would be, and then off. So really useful for a lot of stuff. Really very adjustable, comfortable to wear. I like that the actual lens and housing itself is actually pretty big, because it's right where I would expect it to be when I go up there with my hand to hit the button, and kind of the long or the length of the headlamp itself makes it really easy to get a hold of and adjust on the fly. So really pleased with this headlamp and love the adjustability. Peter von Panda out.